Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about classification of transducer. In our last video, what is transducer? We have discussed about transducer, its components, what is an electrical transducer, what are the advantages and disadvantages of electrical transducer, what are the characteristics of electrical transducer. So, in this video we will focus on classification of transducers. Transducers may be classified according to their application, method of energy conversion, electrical measuring principle involved, nature of output signal, and so on. But broadly speaking, transducers may be classified into following groups: analog and digital transducers, primary transducers and secondary transducers, active and passive transducers, on the basis of physical quantity which is being measured, and on the basis of electrical principle involved. Now let us discuss the types of transducers in more detail. So first let us take primary transducer. So primary transducers detects the physical quantity and convert them into mechanical signal. So primary transducer does the primary work, that is detection of physical quantity and the conversion of physical quantity into mechanical signal. For example, we can take diaphragm of microphone. So diaphragm of microphone is a primary transducer because when sound waves or pressure hits the diaphragm of microphone, it undergoes displacement, means it converts the pressure of the sound waves or into mechanical displacement, which is again converted into change in capacitance and electrical signal by the secondary transducer. Number 2 is bellows in pressure transducer. So bellows are nothing but the metal canister or cylinder which expand or contracts on application of the pressure, so they can detect the change in pressure. So bellows basically convert the pressure into a deflection, which is again converted into an electrical signal. Then Bourdon tube. So as shown in figure, as shown in the diagram, you can see there is a Bourdon tube. So this Bourdon tube is used to measure the pressure. So when pressure is applied to the Bourdon tube, it undergoes a displacement. So Bourdon tube basically converts the pressure into displacement. So it is a mechanical it is a primary transducer. Now let us discuss about secondary transducer. So secondary transducer converts the mechanical signal which is produced by the primary transducer into electrical signal. For example, we can take the piezoelectric transmitter of microphone. So the piezoelectric transmitter basically consists of crystals of quartz or tourmaline. This crystal have unique property that when stress is applied to this crystal, or when these crystals are squeezed, or when they are expanded, they undergoes a change in dimension, and due to which a change in voltage is produced. So piezoelectric transmitter of microphone directly converts the change in dimension of the crystal or expansion or compression of the crystal into electrical voltage. Next is LVDT. So when we were discussing Bourdon tube, you have noted there is LVDT. So LVDT means linear variable differential transducer. So linear variable differential transducer consists of an iron core and it is surrounded by a primary winding and secondary winding. So it is basically used to measure displacement or anything. So pressure is when pressure is applied to the Bourdon tube. Bourdon tube produces a displacement. Now this end of Bourdon tube is attached to the core of LVDT. So the displacement, as the Bourdon tube undergoes displacement, the core will be also displayed, and as the core is displaced, there will be a change in magnetic flux linked with the coils, and LVDT will show a reading. So you are getting what kind of pressure is applied or what is the displacement. Now let us discuss about analog transducers. So analog transducer is a transducer whose output is analog, that is continuous function of time. So quantities like temperature, pressure, heat, sound are analog. So they vary continuously and smoothly with time. Examples of analog transducers are linear variable differential transducer, that is LVDT, thermocouple, thermistor, and many others are there. So now the question arises, what is analog output? So analog output In analog output, the output signal varies continuously as a function of time. So, for example, we can take an example of thermocouple. So, thermocouple is basically used to measure the temperature of a liquid or temperature at of an object. So, thermocouple consists of two dissimilar metal which are joined together. So, let us take the first metal is iron, second metal is constantan. So, these two metals are joined together at one end and they are open or they are not joined at other end. So this joint end is known as the sensing junction, which is used to sense the temperature of the objects or the liquids. Then other end which is open, that is known as reference junction. So as you keep the thermocouple in contact with the hot object, the sensing junction has a higher temperature and the reference junction has a lower or colder temperature. So because of the temperature difference between the two junctions, a voltage is developed which can be directly calibrated to give you a you can say temperature. For example, we are sensing the temperature of liquid with the help of thermocouple. So thermocouple is kept in contact with that liquid. So heat is generated. So that heat will heat the sensing junction. So it will be at hot temperature and reference junction is at cold temperature. So because of the temperature difference, you will get an output voltage which can be directly calibrated to give the temperature. These analog transducers are slow and they are less accurate, but you can convert the analog output into digital output with as many analog to digital converter are available. So next is digital transducer. So as the name indicates, the output of digital transducer is in digital format. It is binary format in the forms of pulses. It is 0 and 1. So 1 represents high and 0 represents low. So a code is formed in the case of digital transducer. Now the question arises, what is digital output? So digital transducer will produce an output in the form, the output signal will vary in the form of pulses. So you may be familiar with this kind of output. So 1 represents high and 0 represents low. So you will get the output in the form of pulses. It will not be a continuous. So to understand digital transducer, let's take an example of a digital transducer, which is digital light sensor, which is used to measure the speed of rotating shaft or moving parts of machinery. So for example, we have to measure the speed of this rotary shaft. So this rotary shaft is attached to a rotating disc which has slots. Now this disc is attached to the sensor or it is kept in between sensor. So the sensor has a light transmitter and detector. So as the rotating shaft rotates, the rotating disc with slot also rotates. So whenever there is a slot, light emitted by the transmitter will pass through the slot and it will be detected by the detector. So you will get one, that is high output, and when there is no slot, light will not be detected by the detector and there will be 0, that is output low. So in this way, the digital output that will be recorded and processed by the digital counter, and finally you will get a digital display or digital output on the digital display. Now what is the advantage of digital transducer or analog transducer is that they are fast, they are accurate, and all the modern computers require digital transducer, but an output of analog transducer can also be converted into digital format with the help of analog to digital converter. So analog transducers are also at their place and digital transducers are also at their place. So now let us discuss active and passive transducers. So transducers can also be classified as passive transducer and active transducers. So what are passive transducer? So if you recall passive components, so passive components are those components which are not able to amplify electronic signals like resistor, capacitor, inductance. They are not able to amplify electronic signal. They need an external agency to do the energy conversion. So passive transducer is a transducer whose output is not the direct electrical signal in the form of voltage or current. Instead of that, The passive transducer converts the input physical quantity, that may be your temperature, pressure, heat, sound, light, into, say, variation in some passive parameters like resistance, capacitance, inductance. Now, as these passive parameters, resistance, capacitance, inductance, can't provide the direct voltage and current, we need an external agency, or say external power source, to convert the variation in these passive parameters like resistance, capacitance, inductance into voltage and current. So a passive transducer converts the input physical quantity into a uh, variation of passive parameters like resistance, capacitance, inductance, and these quantities are converted into voltage and current with the help of external power source. On the other hand, active transducers directly converts the input physical quantity, temperature, heat, pressure, sound, and any other, into direct current and voltage as the output electrical signal. Now let's take strain gauge as an example of passive transducer. So strain gauge has a wire. So when you attach strain gauge to any object to measure the strain or pressure, the length of the wire changes. Either it undergoes expansion or compression. So change in the length of the wire changes the resistance of the wire. So strain gauge gives the output in the form of change in resistance. So this output must be converted into voltage and current. So for this, the strain gauge is converted into bridge circuit or any other electrical circuit to convert it into a corresponding voltage and current. On the other hand, take solar cell. So solar cell is an active transducer. So solar cell directly converts the light into an electrical voltage. So passive transducers require an external power supply to convert the passive parameter change in passive parameters like resistance, capacitance, inductance into corresponding output electrical signal in the form of voltage and current. Active transducers do not require an external power source, so they are also known as self-generating transducers, and passive transducers are known as power-driven transducers. Secondly, in passive transducers, the output of the passive transducer is a measure of some variation in physical parameters such as resistance, capacitance, inductance, which varies corresponding to the input quantity. In active transducers, they provide an electrical output when they are stimulated by some physical form of energy. And passive transducers operate under the energy controlling principle. As this transducer need an external power supply or external power source to convert the passive parameters into voltage and current. They are operate under energy controlling principle, and as the active transducer directly convert the input signal into output voltage or current, they operate under energy conversion principle. We have discussed passive transducers and active transducers. So passive transducers detect the input physical quantity. They convert the input physical quantity into variation of some passive parameters like resistance, capacitance, inductance, and the variation in these passive parameters, resistance, wear, capacitance, and inductance, is converted into an output electrical signal with the help of an external power source. So they are known as power driven transducers. On the other hand, active transducers directly converts the input physical quantity into output electrical signal. They don't require an external power source, so they are known as self-generating transducers. Now let us discuss some examples of passive transducers. So number one is variable resistance type. So we will consider strain gauge. So strain gauge is used to detect pressure, force, mechanical displacement, and many quantities. Strain gauge consists of wire whose resistance changes with the applied pressure or displacement or weight. For strain gauge, the input physical quantity is, say, your force, weight, or pressure. So when this force, pressure or weight is applied to the strain gauge, the length of the wire changes, which in turn changes the resistance of the wire, and this change in resistance is converted into output electrical signal with the help of a bridge circuit, which is external power source. Next, we will have thermistors. So thermistors are used to measure the temperature. Thermistor consists of semiconductor whose resistance changes with the temperature. So for the thermistor, the input physical quantity is temperature. So change in temperature will change the resistance of semiconductor. So this change in resistance is converted into output electrical signal with the help of an external power source. Next are resistance thermometers. So resistance thermometers are similar to thermistor, but they consist of metal whose resistance increases with the rise in temperature. Then we have variable capacitance type. So number one is capacitor microphone, which all of us use. So capacitor microphone consists of a diaphragm and a plate which forms a parallel plate capacitor. So when sound pressure or sound wave strikes the diaphragm moves and the capacitance changes. So this change in capacitance is converted into output electrical signal with the help of an external power source. Gauge, the change in capacitance due to a change in the dielectric is known by its corresponding liquid level or thickness. Next is variable inductance type. So we will consider LVDT. LVDT is linear variable differential transducer. So it is used to measure the force, pressure, weight, acceleration. So it consists of a magnetic core which is surrounded by primary and secondary coil. So when the core undergoes displacement due to the physical quantity, the magnetic flux or magnetic induction linked with the coil changes, and you can detect the amount of weight, pressure, force, acceleration. Then light dependent resistors are used to measure the intensity of light. So when light falls on this resistor, the resistance changes. So this change in resistance can be converted into corresponding electrical signal, and you can know what is the amount of light intensity or what amount of light is falling. Potentiometers are used to measure the voltage. Next, let us discuss some examples of active transducers. So number one, we will discuss thermocouple. So thermocouple consists of two dissimilar meters who are joined at one end, which is sensing junction, and open at other end. So when thermocouples are used to measure temperature, the difference in temperature between the sensing junction and the reference junction produces a voltage which is detected by a thermocouple and which will convert it into the corresponding temperature. Next, we will have piezoelectric transducer. So piezoelectric transducer consists of crystals of quartz or tourmaline. So when pressure or stress is applied to the crystal undergoes expansion and compression. And when you press the crystal, squeeze the crystal, or if you expand the crystal, a voltage is produced at the other ends of the crystal. So piezoelectric transducer directly convert the expansion and contraction of crystal into the corresponding voltage. Photovoltaic cells, solar cell, all of us know when light is fall on solar cell directly get converted into an output electrical signal. Next is moving coil generator. On the simple principle that when there is a relative motion between the conductor and magnetic field, a flux or EMF is induced in the conductor and corresponding motion of that object you can determine. Transducers can also be classified on the basis of physical quantity being measured. So first one is mechanical. So if you are measuring mechanical quantities like pressure, force, weight, mechanical displacement, you can use stream gauge. If you are measuring thermal quantities like temperature, you can use thermistors, thermocouple, resistance thermometer. Then if you are measuring light related quantities, optical quantities, then you have photoconductive, photoemissive and photovoltaic, that is solar cell. If you are measuring acoustical quantities like sound, then you have microphones. If you are measuring magnetic quantities, induction flux, then you have linear variable differential transducers and also permeameters. If you are measuring chemical quantities like pH or TDS. Then you have pH cell, also TDS meter. So if you are measuring physical quantities which are nuclear one, you may have nuclear radiations like alpha, beta, gamma radiation. You can have Geiger-Müller counter, ionization chamber. So that are also transducers. And for the biological quantities, you have electrocardiogram, ECG, electroencephalogram, EFG. So transducers can also be classified depending on what kind of physical quantities you are measuring, whether it is mechanical, thermal, optical, acoustical, biological, chemical, magnetic or nuclear. Transducers can also be classified on the basis of electrical principle involved. So number 1 is variable resistance type, number 2 variable inductance type, number 3 variable capacitance type, number 4 voltage generating type, and number 5 is voltage divider type. So let us see the examples of each of these one by one. So in variable resistance type, you can have strain and pressure gauges, thermistors, resistance thermometers, photoconductive cells, chemical conductivity meter, and contact thickness gauge. In variable inductance type, you can have linear variable differential transformer, that is LVDT, reluctance pickup, eddy current gauge. In variable capacitance type, you can have capacitor microphone, dielectric gauge, capacitance pressure gauge. In voltage generating type, you can have piezoelectric pickup transducer, thermocouple, photovoltaic cell. In voltage divider type, you can have potentiometer position sensor and pressure activated voltage divider. In this video, we have discussed about the classification of transducers. In the next video, we will be discussing each of these strain gauges, thermistor in more detail. So please stay tuned for the new videos and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.